Benedict, I think so far research on ERP systems has certainly focused to a great extent on implementation and post-implementation phases. Um, why is architectural design of current generation ERP systems perhaps not receiving enough attention, or it's receiving some attention clearly, but maybe perhaps it should be receiving some more attention? And how does that affect the system's overall performance? And I think obviously, you and I both know there's just tons of great literature, lots of great work in this space and research over the years. And certainly there's a lot of focus on various areas. And again, I don't want to mislead our listeners. There's certainly been some good research in terms of architectural design. But what do you have to say about that? Do you think that there should be more research in this area? Is it certainly an area for improvement? And if so, how could this research possibly affect the system's overall performance in general?
So we might start over with the question why there's so much research, as you mentioned, on the implementation and also on the runtime of those systems. And this is, of course, where management practice sees those problems to occur. That what we see, what we want to highlight here is that not necessarily where the origin of the problems is. Yeah. So from a management perspective, it's perfectly reasonable to take life cycle perspective and say you select a system, you implement a system, and you use a system, and you corresponding challenges occur in that time. However, and let me highlight this with an example, this perspective falls short. We recently conducted a large market survey on upgrade costs of enterprise systems. You do upgrades for your system from time to time, and we get the data of almost 200 companies on their upgrade projects and identified factors that influenced the project's cost, the time the project took, and also the complexity of the upgrades. And what we found is that apart from the commonly known factors, the architecture of the systems, so the systems itself that you perform the upgrade, had a very, very large impact on the kind of the project and also, of course, on the cost. And we saw that systems with a modern architecture by far much easier to upgrade than systems that include a lot of legacy technologies. And sometimes we saw that the cost difference sometimes was threefold between very modern and very legacy-based systems. And I share this example with you just to highlight to what extent the architecture of systems impact the use, the management, and also the cost perspective of enterprise systems. And cost in that terms, of course, should only be an indicator for complexity. So for things the management faces when planning and doing such projects. And we see that in that term, many management challenges are directly related to the system's architecture, which of course is not of that interest from a management perspective in the beginning, but of very, very great importance when you use those systems. And what we propose is that the system's architecture should be of interest for both, meaning company or system vendors, and of course, system users. Things need to go hand in hand. Providers need to offer state-of-the-art solutions, and the managers selecting and using the systems need to consider the technical superiority of their current and potential systems in their EP systems. We sometimes do such ERP selections. We specifically have a look in architecture and technologies that also play a decisive role in the final decision for specifics.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a good point, Benedict. And, one of the things at Nestell Associates that we're very much focused on is just that. It's ERP selection. And I think that's an idea that can't be understated, right? And we actually say, we truly believe that there's one best fit for every organization when it comes to an ERP system for multiple reasons, but certainly the architecture and the technology behind that, as you just discussed very well, as you just pointed out, is absolutely crucial. So having a very thorough, objective approach to selection is certainly a very important first step, because that's laying the foundation for continuous improvement of the organization for years to come.